guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2024 BMW X4M competition.
And a big thanks to Victor and the rest of the management and staff here at BMW of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance vehicle in the Tampa, Wesley Chapel area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Victor.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the X4 has been BMW's sleeker compact luxury SUV since 2014. The second generation X4 that you see here was released in 2018, facelifted in 2022, and for 2024, not much changes after Smart Access became standard on all trims last year for 2023. For 2024, the X4 is available in 3 but technically 4 trims, starting with a surprisingly peppy 30i with just a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, but it's enough to get the X4 to 60 in about 6 seconds, maybe quicker if you get a really good launch. With a $55,000 base price, you can upgrade to the M40i with the B58 inline 6-cylinder turbo engine, which starts at 66K but cranks out 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the X4 to 60 in 4 seconds, if not quicker, if you get a good launch. The M starts at $79,000, but it can do 0 to 60 in about 3.7 seconds. Add $7,000 to the M competition that we have here, which can do 60 in about 3.5. With an $86,000 base price, what else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, we get full LED headlamps, LED daytime running light as well. It says BMW LED in the corner. We don't get fog lights, but we get functional airflow, massive opening for the radiator up top, and intercooler down below with additional airflow here for the M and M competition, and additional cooling in both corners, which hopefully you can pick up on camera. We get forward-facing camera, full front parking sensing, 360 camera too, which should be expected with a $79,000 base price. Additional supports in front of the radiator, BMW badge right up front. Hopefully you can pick up the daytime running lights. They're not actually flickering in real life, just the way the camera picks up the LEDs. The wheel and tire setup's also super aggressive with these 21-inch rims wrapped in Continental Sport Contact 6 Summer Performance tires, wrapped in 255/40 ZR21s up front with a massive, I believe it's a 15.5-inch brake rotor. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly the size of the brakes. They're drilled with a huge 6-piston M brake caliper up front. The rims are also beautiful. They remind me a little bit of what you used to get on like a 2013, 2014 Ford Shelby GT500. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Anyway though, these tires are extremely sticky, but I must have one complaint with them. When I was driving this thing to the parking lot, you can see it a little bit up front with the rocks. You can definitely see it out rear, how these tires are so sticky that the rocks stick to the tires and eventually throw them up into the actual body of the car. So you may get a little bit more scratches long term with this vehicle. But that's just the downside of having some of the most sticky tires on the market today. We get an X4M badge for the heat extractor in the corner and a beautiful Brooklyn gray metallic paint color. It's not the sunniest day right now, but hopefully you can pick up the paint. Blacked out mirror caps, additional camera helping us out with 360, LED turn signal on the mirror cap, blind spot monitoring on the glass. All black trim for the window trim. You get a blacked out roof rail up top, shark fin style antenna, panoramic moonroof, Smart Access for all 4 doors. We take a quick look at the window sticker for this 2024 BMW X4M competition. With a $79,000 base price, $650 for the Brooklyn Gray Metallic, $7,000 for the competition package. That's why I consider this vehicle to have 4 trims, because for $7,000, the M competition should be its own trim in my opinion. $2,250 for the executive package. You guys can pause, take a look at everything that comes equipped with it. Same with the M competition package. You do get quite a bit. $300 for remote start, $250 for the Shadowline lights, and $500 for the front ventilated seats. And this is a must-have option. I would expect this to come standard for a vehicle at this price point, but if you're going to buy this vehicle, the $500 ventilated seats are a must-have. We get the floating hubcaps for $165, $995 for the destination charge, totaling us out at $91,210. You guys can pause, take a look at all the rest of the standard features. We get quite a bit for the money. 3 years of complimentary maintenance, 17 combined MPGs, 15 in the city, 20 on the highway. We get a contrasted rear wheel and tire setup. These are 265/40 ZR19. Same rims. The brake caliper is, or the brake rotor is a little bit smaller. The brake caliper is a lot smaller. It's just a single piston out rear, but it's still painted red, so can't complain. Additional side sensor to help us out, 360. I like the body color trim for the rocker panel and side skirt area, as well as the wheel well arches, but a little bit of black contrast I don't think would have hurt either. There's something in these trees right now. I hope nothing jumps out and tries to attack me. Well, we should be all right. Out rear, we have full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights, continuation of the parking sensors, black lip up top as well. I kind of wish the second spoiler also had the black contrast. Same with the shark fin style antenna. We do get a little bit of black trim outside the BMW logo, X4M competition in the corner. Shout out BMW of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. Black bumper trim, quad exhaust tips, which are also blacked out, pretty aggressive diffuser. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder monster S58 engine and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the monster S58 inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine sold by BMW for the 2024 X4M competition. Not to be confused with the B58, it's the same displacement, but the B58 uses an inline 6 with a twin scroll turbocharged unit. This uses a twin mono scroll unit for the turbochargers. The non-competition cranks out 479 horsepower, 457 pound-feet of torque, whereas the $7,000 additional competition package makes this beast crank out 503 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this all-wheel drive monster compact SUV to 60 in the low to mid 3-second range, making it a true super SUV competitor. You guys see the strut tower brace connecting the two strut towers together, additional supports right in front of it, and we get additional supports in front of the radiator, which will probably help make this SUV one of the best handling sport SUVs out on the road today. We'll check out the interior, see what we get with about a $90,000 total price, $79,000 base price, plus $7,000 for the competition. So up top, we get stitched leather. We can turn these headlights back to auto so the car is not yelling at me. We get stitched leather up top, carbon fiber beneath that, aluminum door handle, lock and unlock, 2-person memory seats, X aluminum nameplate on the side, Harman Kardon speaker. We get 2 of them on the door panel. We get a full red leather interior with black contrast as well. The red leather has white contrast stitching in it. We get 4-window auto one touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable, trunk release, and a massive amount of storage. Just hard plastic for the door pocket area, but you'll stack 3 footlongs on top of each other and easily fit a big gulp in there as well. We get an illuminated aluminum X4M competition nameplate. It's not actually blue, just the sticker that's currently on the nameplate. The seats are this beautiful quilted, perforated, sporty Recaro style red leather. The actual name of this leather is called Secure Orange and Black Extended Leather, but I'll call it red. It looks a lot more red than it does orange. We get an M lettering nameplate on the headrest, and overall the seats are beautiful. They're fully adjustable. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide. 4-way lumbar control, adjustable bolsters, and you can adjust the thigh support, but it's done manually. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. So first thing we notice in this interior is the X4M for 2024 has not upgraded or changed to the iDrive 8 system quite yet. As a result, no, it doesn't look quite as modern. We don't have that massive, almost 15-inch center touchscreen. We just have this 12.3, which is, oh my God, so much smaller, and a 12.3-inch digital gauge display. But as a result of not having the iDrive 8, we get hard buttons for the climate, hard buttons for the heated and ventilated seats, and in my opinion, I heavily prefer this system over the new iDrive 8. The steering wheel is super thick for the M wheel, red and blue contrast stitching, massive 10-2 bolstering notch, 9-3 fits perfect in your hand. It's not a flat bottom like the new 5 Series, but still a perfect wheel. M on the bottom, heated steering wheel, stitched for the horn area. The horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. No dual panes, but it's a thick single pane of glass, so it should still be a very quiet interior. We have paddle shifters. They're aluminum. Stocks have a very satisfying click. Auto headlamps, auto high beams, parking lights, and auto rain sensing wipers, all to be expected. On the steering wheel, we also have these M adjustments. We can have like a sport mode with a click of a button and our super aggressive M competition mode. So listen to this. This is just regular M mode with the active exhaust. Well, actually, let's turn the active exhaust off for a second. So this is a standard exhaust. Sounds good, but it's not overly aggressive. You can turn on the active exhaust. And this is with just the active exhaust on. It does sound a little bit more aggressive, but when we throw it into M2 mode, now take a listen. I'm not sure if you can pick up the crackles and pops on camera, but M2 makes a big difference with this exhaust. M2 to exhaust off is the biggest difference, and I guess exhaust on without the M2 is a little bit of the middle ground. But the M2 also makes Sport Plus for the steering, Sport Plus for the suspension, and Sport Plus for the engine tuning and brakes. We also have Sport mode for the transmission, which you can turn into the most aggressive mode, and it makes this 8-speed snap off these shifts. That's how this thing can get to 60 in under 3.5 seconds. Continuing along, we have our cruise control settings on the left side, volume and skip on the right, BMW's gesture controls. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, and this button right here adjusts the heads-up display. Hopefully you guys can pick it up on camera. Continuing along, we have the 12.3-inch touchscreen too. It's not the iDrive 8, but it's still unbelievably responsive. The response is perfect. The resolution, in my opinion, is just as good as the iDrive 8. So I really don't think you're losing a whole lot by not getting that update. I'm sure you're going to get it for 2025, but if you don't like the iDrive 8, if you're like me, jump on this 2024 while you can. And since they're going to be updating this vehicle shortly, these 2024s, you may see a little bit better of a deal compared to a 2025 or what you've been seeing for the last couple of years. We get media, communication, navigation, car, and apps. We can check out all the apps we have, installed apps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and they're wireless. We can hide this right away. See everything else that we have, not a whole lot. Return to the home screen. Vehicle settings, we have our M menu, driving information, trip data, sport displays, X view, and energy flow. Sport displays, cool. X view, nice. Compass and pitch and roll. And our energy flow, step right here, you can see the power distribution between the front and the rear wheels. You can also see the overall settings right here, general settings, exterior lighting, driving assistance, displays, and the doors and vehicle access. Driver profiles, owner's manual, and the regular touring notes. You can also customize your driver profile, have an avatar, have your picture right there in the corner. The M menu, you can configure the M1 to have the aggressiveness that you would like. You can configure the M2, and speaking of that, let's do exactly that. Make sure everything is in its most aggressive mode when we're in M2 there. Steering is now in Sport Plus. DSC, we'll leave that in MDM for now. All right, cool. My personal favorite to leave it at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it there. Beneath that, hazards are 360 sense, dual zone automatic climate control, heated and ventilated front seats, shortcuts, skip, volume on the left side, X4M competition nameplate, nice padded material for this cover, wireless charging pad, BMW digital key, and you'll fit two 24-ounce water bottles behind them. 12-volt, good spot for a radar detector, nice leather stitching for where your knee will often hit. The gear slider controls the snappy 8-speed transmission, M on top, and the adjustments for the crispness of the shifts in the center to the left of the parking brake. You turn off the traction control, check out the parking camera. Right now this is the rear facing. You press one more time and return back to where we were. So we can't actually see our front facing individually, but you can have an assisted front facing camera thanks to that 360 that we get. Also, after we back up for a little bit, you throw this thing into drive, and we stay in our camera screen. You can see everything is in front of you on that 360. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. The gear selector is a little bit funky. You gotta like mess around with it. It's almost like a manual transmission of putting it into gear, which I'm sure BMW does on purpose to make their M cars feel a little bit more overall special. Throw it back into neutral, press the P button, and it parks it right up. You can turn off the parking sensors as well, turn off the auto start stop, engine start stop, M mode setup, active exhaust, auto hold for the electronic parking brake, hill descent control, and if you don't want to put touch or fingerprints all over the touchscreen, you got a dial right down here with shortcuts for media, home, map, navigation, communication, and the overall settings with back and options as well. The armrest is pretty soft red or orange leather. The space inside of here is impressive. You'll fit 6, maybe 7 16-ounce cans, USB-C port as well, and a nice cubby for coins or business cards in the front of it. You get more carbon fiber trim for the center, and even though we're in park, BMW always keeps the backup camera on for a little while or forever until you actually return to the home screen. This is because they want you to be able to see any oncoming cars and what your doors would look like if they were open. We also get backup assistant, adjustments for the camera image, and overall settings as well. We get automatic parking feature for this X4M competition too. Pressing this home button, we can go right back to the navigation. The carbon fiber continues, the stitching for the dashboard also continues. We get soft touch for the outside of this glove box, aluminum latch. Pulling the latch, we have a decently sized glove box. You'll fit about 20 license plates. It's lined in felt. The rear view mirror is frameless, auto dimming with 3 garage home link settings on it. The interior light is LED. We can open up this pretty large panoramic moonroof. The shade opens up decently quickly. The glass will follow it as soon as the shade is fully open. Okay. So the glass goes on top of the second panel of glass, making it stick out a little bit like a sore thumb. See if it goes out any further. It does. So all the way to the end of the front row, large opening. We can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Wesley Chapel, Florida. It's not the sunniest day, but it's 72 degrees according to this X4M competition. We'll shut this roof right up. That's about it though, guys, for at least the front seat of this interior. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there. Check out the cargo space, and then take this 2024 X4M competition out for a drive. For some reason, every time I close that front door, BMW thinks it's in my best interest to have the back door locked as well. Anyway, up top, we still get the stitching. It's nice and soft. Carbon fiber beneath it, 2 Harman Kardon speakers, X aluminum nameplate, aluminum door handle, white contrast stitching for this orange leather trim, auto one-touch window, and a very solid amount of storage. Just hard plastic for the outside, but you'll stack probably 3 or 4 footlongs on top of each other. The cup holder, you'll fit big gulp. You'll easily fit just about any size water bottle that I've ever seen. The rear seats, the leather goes all the way out to the door frame, so very couch-like. You can also pull this latch while you're sitting down to adjust the recline of the seat. And when you're standing here, you can drop the whole seat with a click of a button. Pretty convenient feature for at least a sloped rear SUV. Taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I have about 2-3 inches of knee room, headroom. I'm running out. I got about ½ an inch. So if you're going to be carrying people that are over 6'2", 6'3" in the back seat of your BMW SUV, I'd recommend going for an X3 over an X4. But again, anything under 6'3", you should be able to sit behind your seat settings with no problem. But the X3 is significantly more spacious for the back seat and the cargo space. We still get a full 3rd zone climate control, heated rear seats, air vents, of course, 2 USB-C ports, and we get a little pass-through for this rear-wheel drive base all-wheel drive system. No mat pockets for these sporty front buckets. We can check out this center console little armrest. It's pretty soft, faux leather trim. We can open up the cup holders. You'll fit about 24-ounce bottles in there, and that's about it. So no grab handle, but we get an LED light and a removable hook for both sides of this interior. Ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this pretty large panoramic moonroof. It's not the largest moonroof, but with these twin panels of glass, it does let you have quite a bit of light if this was a sunny day. Anyway, though, we'll hop out towards the cargo space. Whew, it is a windy one today. See how much space is offered back here, and then take this 2024 BMW X4M competition out for a drive. So unlike the X3, the floor is a little bit high and the roof is very low, so I wouldn't recommend putting pets back here, but the floor is about the same size as the X3. So you fold the rear seats down 40, 40, 20, you'll fit just about the exact same size of a TV as you would with a X3. Secret storage, you can see what we got going on under here. Really not a whole lot, just a spare tire without much space for any secret stuff. I'll leave a link right here though, show you exactly how much cargo space is in here as opposed to the X3. We can press this button to the left to shut the trunk, the button to the right shuts the trunk but also locks the vehicle. We don't need to lock the vehicle, so we'll just shut the trunk. Hopefully you can hear those exhaust tips rumbling. For a 6-cylinder, this is a good sounding exhaust. And overall, guys, this is a beautiful luxury performance SUV. I've always been more of an X3 fan just for the practicality and the slightly lower price, but as far as styling, we can all agree that this thing is just downright beautiful. Performance-wise, let's take this top-of-the-line 2024 BMW X4M competition out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2024 BMW X4M competition. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impression though, the seatbelts get tighter for you as soon as you start moving. The steering feels super sharp right now in Sport Plus and M2 mode. Solid amount of weight too. You don't really feel this from non-M cars in BMW's lineup anymore. Their steering is almost just about as light as Mercedes. We'll try out these paddles too in the most aggressive transmission mode. So we're gonna start this car in this review off in the most possible aggressive mode this car has. And even in its most aggressive mode, it's still quiet outside of the power plant, the ride quality. Definitely feel a decent amount of bumps. Should be a good opportunity to try an acceleration off the line right here. We're not gonna brake torque it, we're not gonna launch it, just off the line, on the gas. Boost. Ooh. Ooh. Wow, that thing is a monster. Brakes feel good. Handling is solid and coming out. Woo! Good Lord. This thing is an absolute monster. We can calm down. You look down, you're going a lot quicker than you think you are. We'll try out a real world turning radius test. First gear, turning radius. Hopefully this guy's stopping. On the gas. Good Lord. This is an absolute monster. And just cruising along, this is what I was telling you about before. Even while we were driving, you can hear like the rocks getting like thrown around the undercarriage of this SUV, which it's just what you're gonna get from the sticky tires. If you didn't have the sticky tires, just like a regular X4 or even an M40, I don't think this would be a problem. But if you're gonna have the most aggressive tire setup, be ready to have also a little bit of rocks getting thrown into the cabin. We'll try out a real world turning radius. These downshifts are absolutely ridiculous. Turning radius is super sharp. In first gear, on the gas. Yeah, guys, this thing is just an absolute monster. When the transmission is in its most aggressive shifts, this thing just snaps them off. This is one of the crispest shifting vehicles that I've reviewed in this channel. I recently drove a Porsche GT3 RS on a track with a PDK transmission, and guys, those shifts are insane, but these shifts are also insane. The handling is so good. It's just brutal how actually fast this vehicle is. We'll throw it into this roundabout a little bit quicker than we should. Handling is downright fantastic. And coming out. Guys, this is a monster. We'll take it out of the M2 mode and we'll take it out of whatever sport mode we're in. So regular road mode, active exhaust will turn off. So this is the most calm mode you're gonna get in the X4M competition. It's a complete game changer to what we were currently just using. The throttle's a lot less sensitive, but it's still super responsive. The transmission in its least aggressive mode, it still responds really well. You do hear a little bit of wind noise, but it's also one of the windiest days that I've experienced in Florida outside of storm season. Road noise, although we have these more aggressive summer tires, it's still pretty quiet. This isn't as quiet as the 530i we just reviewed in this channel, but it's comparable. We'll try one more little pull right here, about half throttle. Oh my God, it is still so fast. So my suggestions for this vehicle, if you're gonna be daily driving it, for daily driving situations, road is good enough. Sport is also good enough. Honestly, M2 for daily driving, it's too sensitive. The throttle becomes jumpy. The shifts are too like jolty, if you know what I mean. But that's what this vehicle is about. It's about having the balance. And the fact that the balance of this vehicle is so drastic between its most aggressive track mode and its least aggressive comfort mode, the target market for this vehicle is just so ridiculously broad. If you want a fast SUV, but you're just turned off by too brutal of vehicles, like say like the Lamborghini Urus or a Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, and you're also turned off about their north of $180,000 price points, this vehicle is half the price, almost just as quick, 0 to 60 in under 3.5 seconds. It's comfortable, it's spacious, it's not super spacious, but it's spacious enough. And with a base price of about $80,000, about $90,000 after some really useful options and features. This thing is impressive. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2024 BMW X4M competition. And a big thanks to Victor and the rest of the management and staff here at BMW of Wesley Chapel for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance vehicle in the Tampa, Wesley Chapel area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Victor. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.